There are only a handful of aircraft, helicopters, tanks, ships, and whatever in War Thunder that I think are truly forgotten. And one of those, to me, is the Z-19E. This thing used to be the go-to premium helicopter. It was my first premium helicopter. This used to be the aircraft for players to get on sales and whenever it was available to actually purchase. And over the last, I say, year or so, I would honestly say this helicopter has been completely forgotten about, and for within reason. One, Gaijin added a phenomenal premium at a much lower BR, the Mi-35. And it just does everything the Z-19 can do, minus a few things, and so much better at a so much lower BR that it fit just perfectly in with Chinese premium lineups. And then Gaijin went ahead and added what I figured was the killing blow for the Z-19E, and that was an upgraded Z-19ME Squadron vehicle. And what this offered was something the Z-19E just still can't actually offer, and that was access to very good air-to-ground weaponry and a chin-mounted gun. So the Z-19E, the premium helicopter we're talking about in this video, has access to the TY-90 air-to-air missiles, the best air-to-air missiles to feature on any sort of helicopter in the game outside of the AIM-9M, and the AKD-9. Now the issue with that is the AKD-9 air-to-ground missile is not very good. It has a very hard time killing tanks. It's perfectly okay against light vehicles and SPAA, but against actual MBTs, it's going to struggle a lot. The Z-19ME has access to the AKD-10. The AKD-10 is a much better air-to-ground missile, actually able to do things against MBTs, unlike the AKD-9. And then the Mi-35M, the premium at 10.7 for the Chinese, has access to the Ataka air-to-ground missile, which, if you guys aren't familiar with, is one of the best air-to-ground missiles in the game, and also has access to the Igla air-to-air missile, also one of the best air-to-air missiles in the game. So just like that, the Z-19E, within only a handful of updates, kind of fell into the spot of where it's not really relevant anymore. Honestly, though, I'm torn. I hadn't played this helicopter in a very long time, despite it being one of my highly played vehicles in squadron battles and ground RB, just because it was enjoyable. And I do think that everything I've said here so far has been true. There really isn't a reason to play this over something like the Mi-35 or the Z-19ME, simply because those both offer things that the Z-19 can't offer. Now, some of the pros of the Z-19s over something like the Mi-35M is access to the TY-90, which we've stated is one of the best air-to-air missiles in the game, if not the best air-to-air missile for helicopters, not for fixed-wing aircraft, and the maneuverability and speed of the Z-19. So the Z-19 is one of the most maneuverable and nimble and fastest helicopters we have in War Thunder. It is able to stop, execute barrel rolls, maneuvers other helicopters really will struggle with. It can do that on a dime. There is not many helicopters that I can think of that are more nimble and more maneuverable than the Z-19E. Realistically speaking, for a helicopter of this size, you wouldn't think of it to be a highly nimble aircraft, and the Z-19 absolutely is. Now, like I stated previously, some of the big major cons with the Z-19E is the lack of a chin-mounted gun, something that the Z-19ME offers, the lack of the AKD-10s, or better air-to-ground missiles, something both the Z-19ME and the Mi-35 offer. Both of those aircraft platforms offer much better air-to-ground weapon systems. That doesn't make the Z-19 completely worth being forgotten about. I realistically think, honestly, the aircraft has a place in War Thunder simply because it fills... it sits at 11.7, 11.3. It has access to some phenomenal weapon systems. And, outside of wanting to play it in an up tier, the Al-Khalid used to sit at its BR, and the Al-Khalid got moved up, and the VT5 got moved up. So now it's kind of like the Z-19's at the spot where if you're a premium player or you're playing squadron vehicles, you don't have a lineup anymore with this. If you played the new Squadron Op a lot, you're going to probably want the Squadron Z-19ME because it's just better. So the Z-19E kind of just falls into the spot where If you already have it, you're going to have a hard time finding a spot for it, and there's just better ideas, better platforms out there over the Z19E. And if you don't already have the Z19E, there's really no reason to try to get it, because it just doesn't offer anything over the other platforms. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Do you guys think the Z-19E is an aircraft that deserves to be forgotten about? Or is it a helicopter that absolutely should remain onto everyone's attention and continue to be a top-played premium helicopter? I want to know your thoughts. I want to know if you guys like the aircraft. And anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Join the Discord link down below in the description. And I hope to see you guys in a later video.